If your mornings feel rushed and your mind is already spinning, you're not just tired, you're out of alignment. That morning anxiety, it's not just a mood, it's momentum killing. When your first thoughts are stress and pressure, you carry that energy into every decision, every task, every interaction. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can change the game simply by starting your day with calm clarity and intention. Suddenly, your mind is clear, you're not reacting, you're leading. You move with focus, with purpose. And that's when the real wins happen. Not in the chaos, but in the calm before I in the next few moments. You'll discover how to design a morning that clears your mind, centers your focus, and sets the tone for a successful day. This is about waking up to purpose. Every sunrise brings a powerful choice. Either rise with purpose or drift aimlessly. It may seem like a small choice, but it sets the trajectory of your entire day and your entire life, long before the world awakens, before distractions take over, there is a sacred space. In this silence, successful minds like Andrew Carnegie found their greatest power. Carnegie, a titan of industry, understood something many overlook. Your mornings define your destiny. He didn't stumble into wealth or success. He crafted it, moment by moment, beginning with the first hour of each day. To him, mornings weren't just the start of another 24 hours. They were the opening scene of a masterpiece still to be painted. He woke with purpose, not out of habit. He rose with a vision, not confusion. He knew that how you begin determines how you finish. Your first waking hour is the rudder of your life's ship. Let that sink in. Before the sun kisses the earth, before meetings are scheduled, you are gifted a sacred moment, a blank page. And in that moment, you must choose. Will you allow the day to define you, or will you define the day? Those who rise without direction become victims of circumstance. Their mood depends on the weather, the news, or someone else's agenda. They are tossed like leaves in the wind, hoping something good might happen, but never steering toward anything specific. They wake up late, rush through routines, and wonder why their lives feel out of control. But those who rise with intention are different. They treat the morning as a sacred ritual. They meditate, visualize, journal, and plan. They remind themselves of their why, the fire that fuels them. They don't wake up to escape sleep. They wake up to chase their vision. They know exactly where they're going because they've already been there in their minds before their feet touch the ground. Clarity is power, and clarity is born in the quiet of the morning. When the world is still asleep and your thoughts are undisturbed, you can hear your inner voice, the one that whispers truth, that remembers your dreams. In this hour, you reconnect with your deepest self, away from the masks and expectations the world throws upon you. Carnegie's mornings weren't filled with distractions. They were filled with determination. He didn't wake up reacting to the world. He woke up to create his world. That's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. A life of greatness isn't made in grand moments, but in small, consistent choices. And the most important choice? How you start your day. Ask yourself, what do your mornings say about your life? Are they chaotic, rushed, and directionless? Or are they calm, focused, and filled with purpose? Don't wait for inspiration to find you. Design your mornings so that you become your own inspiration before you even get out of bed tomorrow. Before you rise, pause. Close your eyes. Picture your ideal day. See yourself moving with power, speaking with clarity, acting with confidence. Feel the energy of your dreams pulling you forward. Let that vision set the tone. Then rise, not slowly, not lazily, but with urgency and conviction. The world doesn't need more people drifting. It needs people like you, awake, aware, and on fire with purpose. You are the captain. The morning is yours, and today is your ocean. Choose your direction before the world chooses it for you. Think about the power of setting goals. Imagine starting your day by reviewing clear, specific goals. Before the noise of the world infiltrates your mind, before distractions dilute your focus, take a moment to reconnect with what truly matters. That single act of intention, goal setting, can alter the trajectory of your entire life. Consider the example of Thomas Edison. He didn't stumble upon greatness by accident. His success wasn't a stroke of luck or a random gift from the universe. Every morning, Edison approached his day with purpose. He knew exactly what he aimed to achieve. His goals weren't vague dreams floating in his mind. They were tangible, specific, written down, each one a deliberate step toward the future he envisioned. When you write down your goals, something powerful happens. You're not just jotting down to-do lists. You're declaring your commitment to your future. You are making a contract with your own mind. Goals are not merely wishes. They are commitments, and commitments, when honored, become reality. The difference between a life of mediocrity and a life of mastery often lies in this simple habit: the daily review of specific goals. Not once a year, not once a month, but every single morning. Visualize this. You pull out a notebook or journal and write down the 3 or 4 most important things you must accomplish today. Picture their completion vividly. Feel the pride, the progress, the forward momentum. That simple ritual doesn't just prepare you mentally. It primes your entire subconscious to notice opportunities, resist distractions, and summon the energy needed to take action. This isn't fantasy, it's neuroscience. The brain is goal-seeking by nature. When you give it a target, especially one reinforced by writing and visualization, it begins working in the background, filtering information, making decisions, guiding behavior. It's as if you've turned on an inner compass, one that points steadily toward your desired future. Edison understood this. He didn't start his day aimlessly. He began with questions, challenges, experiments, and intentions. Every invention, every breakthrough was a result of this habitual clarity. His achievements weren't isolated moments of genius. They were the results of structured, focused, daily effort. What's stopping you from doing the same? You don't need to invent the light bulb to live with intention. You only need to decide today to reclaim your mornings, to treat them as sacred. Recognize that before the world tries to hijack your attention, you have the chance to shape your destiny. Write down your objectives each morning, not just long-term visions, but short-term steps. What must be done today? What action, however small, will move you forward? And once you've written them, don't stop there. Visualize their completion. See yourself finishing that presentation, making that difficult call, writing that proposal, taking that walk, reading that chapter. The clearer your mental image, the stronger your emotional drive. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between imagined reality and actual reality. It responds to emotion, clarity, and repetition. The more vividly you see your success, the more likely you are to achieve it. This is why top athletes visualize victory, why elite performers rehearse triumphs in their minds before stepping into the arena. You are no different. Your life is your arena. Ask yourself, what are your goals for today? Are they written down? Are they clear, actionable, meaningful? Or are they just floating ideas waiting for the right mood or moment? Don't wait. Create the moment. Your daily goal-setting habit is not just a productivity hack. It's a way of life, a declaration of who you are and who you're becoming. Over time, these small moments compound. Days become weeks, weeks become months, and suddenly, you've built something extraordinary, not by chance, but by choice. Remember, the future does not arrive fully formed. It's shaped in the quiet of the morning, in the ink of your pen, and in the images that form in your mind. Begin each day like Thomas Edison did, with clarity, purpose, and a refusal to drift. You have the power. Use it. Set your goals. Write them down. Visualize their completion, and then go make them real. The momentum that starts in the morning is unstoppable. Momentum is a mighty force. It's the silent engine behind great accomplishments, the invisible push that drives a productive life. And it all begins the moment you open your eyes. The earliest hours of your day aren't just minutes on a clock. They are the launch pad for everything you will do, feel, and achieve in the hours to come. Harness the energy that comes from a productive start, and you set off a chain reaction of success. Look to the past for proof. Industrial magnates like John D. Rockefeller didn't stumble into success. They engineered it, day by day, hour by hour. And their secret weapon? Early morning productivity. Long before the world stirred, they were already in motion, turning intention into action and dreams into blueprints. Rockefeller understood one golden principle. Starting strong creates unstoppable momentum. When you begin your day with power and clarity, you build speed. That first task, especially if it's the hardest one, becomes a catalyst. It sets the tone. It tells your mind, I am in control. I make progress. And with that one win, the rest of your day starts to follow suit. You carry that feeling of accomplishment like a torch, lighting up every other task in your path. Now, imagine the difference. One person wakes up, stumbles through breakfast, and finally starts working by mid-morning, already feeling behind. Another wakes with purpose, identifies their most demanding task, and finishes it before others have even begun. Who do you think feels more confident, more energized, and more in control? That's the magic of momentum. Once you feel it, it propels you forward with almost no resistance. The psychology behind it is simple. When you complete something difficult early on, you trigger a reward response in your brain. That sense of achievement releases dopamine, the chemical of motivation and drive. You don't just feel good, you feel powerful. And that power spills over into everything else you do. Meetings feel more purposeful. Even small tasks are handled with sharper focus. But momentum doesn't just boost productivity, it reduces stress. When you face your biggest challenge head-on and conquer it early, you free your mind from the anxiety of avoidance. You no longer carry the weight of unfinished business. Instead, you replace potential stress with solid victory. You move from a mindset of defense to one of offense, and that shift can redefine your entire experience of the day. Winning your morning battles is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about choosing discipline over delay, action over anxiety. It's about creating a pattern of movement that becomes a rhythm and, eventually, a way of life. One small act of courage in the morning can ripple into massive outcomes. By evening, what's your first battle today? Is it a tough conversation you've been putting off? A complicated report that requires deep focus? A workout that challenges your willpower? Whatever it is, face it first. Not after you've warmed up. Not when the timing feels perfect. First. Because the truth is, waiting doesn't make hard tasks easier. It makes them heavier. The longer they sit, the more they drain your energy and attention. But when you do them early, you lift that weight off your shoulders and give yourself the freedom to move. Let your morning be a declaration. Let it say, "Today, I am not waiting for momentum. I am creating it." Remember this, the way you begin determines how far you go. Your energy, your discipline, your momentum, they all start with a choice. And the most powerful choice you can make is to begin strong. Win the morning, win the day. Life will test you. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly, and often when you least expect it. The question is, will you be ready? Within this truth lies an extraordinary gift. Every morning offers you a fresh opportunity to strengthen your resilience. It's not just the dawn of a new day. It's a battlefield for your inner growth, a sacred hour to prepare your mind and spirit for whatever lies ahead. Few understood this better than Winston Churchill. Leading Britain through the darkest days of World War II, Churchill stood unshaken while bombs fell from the sky and uncertainty loomed on every horizon. His strength didn't come by accident. It was forged through discipline, clarity, and a relentless refusal to give in. Churchill's mornings were not idle. They were purposeful. He greeted the day not as a routine, but as preparation for leadership under fire. Resilience isn't some trait reserved for a lucky few. It's a skill, a muscle, that grows stronger every time you challenge it. And like all strength, it's built through consistent effort. Every morning, you're given the chance to train that muscle. The question is, do you take it? Start by embracing small challenges with intention. Take that cold shower. Walk when it's easier to sit. Finish what you start. These may seem like simple actions, but they are not insignificant. They are quiet declarations to yourself that you are capable, disciplined, and willing to do what others won't. In these small acts of discomfort, your resolve is forged. Resilient people don't wait for adversity to strike before they prepare. They train daily. They meet convenience with a proactive mindset. When something goes wrong, they don't ask, "Why me?" They ask, "What now?" This shift in perspective is the cornerstone of mental toughness. It's not about being unaffected by struggle. It's about being unbroken by it. Setbacks aren't interruptions in your path. They are essential steps along it. When you start your morning with the mindset that challenges are opportunities, your response to hardship changes. You stop resisting pain and start transforming it. This is how character is formed, not in ease, but in endurance. Make this your morning ritual before the noise of the world enters. Sit with yourself. Breathe. Reflect. Ask yourself, what can I do today to grow stronger? Then act on it. Don't wait for comfort or the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Whether it's a difficult conversation, a hard decision, or delayed gratification, lean into it. Understand this. Resilience isn't born from grand gestures. It's built-in quiet discipline. It's the decision to rise when you'd rather sleep, to continue when quitting would be easier, to stay grounded when life tries to knock you off course. Churchill once said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." And that courage? It begins each morning. It begins with how you meet the day before it meets you. The strength you cultivate early each day becomes your armor. It stands by you when life gets loud. It reminds you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. It doesn't promise ease, but it ensures readiness. So, when trials come, and they will, you won't shrink. You'll rise, already prepared, because you've made resilience not just a reaction, but a daily ritual. Each morning, you are offered a choice: build strength or let the day shape you. Choose the former. Let every sunrise be your forge. Let every challenge be your training ground. And let every moment of discomfort be your preparation for greatness. Resilience isn't found. It's created, one morning at a time. Your beliefs shape your reality. The world you experience, the results you achieve, and the limits you perceive all begin in the quiet chambers of your mind. It's not the outside world that determines your success. It's the thoughts you allow to take root every morning. Henry Ford, a man who revolutionized industry and transportation, understood this better than most. He famously said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." In that simple truth lies the blueprint of personal achievement. Ford didn't build an empire because he had more resources than others. He built it because he believed he could. Belief is your engine, and discipline is your steering wheel. Each morning, you're given a blank canvas, a new opportunity to shape your life. And it all begins not with action, but with belief. Before you set your goals, before you dive into your tasks, you must first align your mind with the possibility of success. You must believe that what you seek is possible, that you are capable. Start your day by affirming your belief in yourself, not in a vague, wishful way, but with conviction. Stand in front of the mirror if you must, and speak the words aloud. Say, "I am capable. I am focused. I am worthy of success. I will overcome challenges. I create value." This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You're aligning your inner world with the outcomes you desire. Because if your subconscious mind is filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, it will sabotage your progress at every turn. But if it's filled with belief, purpose, and clarity, it becomes your most powerful ally. Morning affirmations are more than just motivational phrases. They are commands to your subconscious mind. When repeated with emotion and consistency, they rewire your brain. They shift your identity from one who hopes to one who knows. Belief doesn't guarantee ease, but it guarantees endurance. It is the foundation on which all action rests. When belief is strong, failure becomes a stepping stone, setbacks become signals, not stop signs. Your mind stops asking, "Can I?" and starts asking, "How will I?" Think of all the great achievers in history. They faced criticism, doubt, opposition. But their belief in their mission, rooted deeply in their morning rituals, carried them through storms that would have broken lesser spirits. They didn't just wake up and work. They woke up and believed. When you begin each day with self-belief, you stop looking outward for permission. You stop waiting for conditions to be perfect. You stop needing validation. Instead, you create your own momentum. You clear the mental fog of uncertainty and walk into your day with purpose and precision. And here's the truth. The mind doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. What you vividly imagine and emotionally affirm, it accepts as truth. So, if you feed it belief, it will generate action aligned with that belief. It will notice opportunities, fuel perseverance, and silence inner resistance. But if you allow doubt to take hold each morning, you're planting weeds where flowers should grow. Your morning is your mental workshop. It's where you decide what kind of person you will be and what kind of life you will build. Do not leave it to chance. Claim it. Speak life into it. Speak power into it. Let belief be your compass, because ultimately, your reality is not written by fate. It is authored by belief, and belief begins with a choice you must make each and every morning. So choose wisely. Choose strength. Choose clarity. Choose to believe. and watch as your world begins to shift accordingly. Passion is the fuel for extraordinary achievement. It's the fire that burns beneath the surface, quietly driving bold actions and courageous dreams. Without passion, even the most well-planned path can feel hollow. But with it, every moment becomes meaningful, every setback becomes bearable, and every morning becomes a call to greatness. Walt Disney didn't build a kingdom of imagination through strategy alone. He built it with passion, relentless, visionary, undying passion. Long before there were theme parks, feature-length animations, or iconic characters, there was a man with a dream so vivid that no obstacle could dim its light. Mr. Disney's mornings weren't clouded with doubt. They were illuminated by purpose. Each day, he reminded himself of the joy, wonder, and hope he wanted to bring into the world. You, too, carry that spark. Maybe it's buried beneath layers of routine or dulled by the weight of responsibility. But it's there, and every morning gives you a chance to reignite it. Ask yourself, why did I begin this journey? What vision once stirred my soul and made me move with urgency? What legacy do I hope to leave behind? These are not questions for the idle mind. They are the questions that bring you back to your core. Passion has the power to reconnect you with what matters most. When nurtured, it transforms ordinary days into extraordinary adventures. Each morning, before you step into the world, take a moment to reconnect with your purpose. Revisit your dream, speak it aloud, see it vividly in your mind. Remind yourself of the lives you wish to touch, the change you want to create, the story you are writing with every decision. Passion isn't about constant excitement. It's about steady direction. It's not loud or flashy. Often, it's quiet, steady, and deeply personal. But when you feed it, it becomes unstoppable. It turns into the energy that fuels action, even when motivation fades. It's the reason you keep going when the road gets rough. Think of passion as a fire. Left unattended, it flickers and fades. But when tended to every morning, it grows, radiating warmth and light into everything you do. This is why your mornings matter so much. It's not just about the tasks you plan or the goals you set. It's about the why behind it all. The emotional fire that fuels your engine. Obstacles will come. There will be long days, failures, moments of fatigue. But when your actions are rooted in passion, those moments lose their power to break you. Because you're not just working for a paycheck or a title, you're building something meaningful. You're pursuing a purpose greater than comfort. Walt Disney once said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." And where does that courage come from? Passion, the kind you must return to each morning. The kind that reminds you that your journey matters. So, before the noise of the world creeps in, give yourself that gift. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Take the time to reflect on your mission. Feel the emotion behind your goals, and let that feeling fill your chest. Sharpen your focus and guide your first steps. When you nurture passion daily, you awaken an inner drive that can't be manufactured or faked. It's real, it's raw, and it moves mountains. It whispers to you in moments of doubt and shouts in moments of triumph. It makes you resilient, focused, and deeply fulfilled. Every great achievement in history was powered by passion, and yours will be no different. So, start your day not just with plans, but with purpose. Let passion be the pulse of your morning. Stoke that fire and let it carry you toward your life's ultimate purpose. Because a life fueled by passion is a life that cannot be stopped. Commit to learning something new each morning in the quiet hours of dawn before the noise of the world rushes in. You hold the key to your own evolution. There's no greater investment you can make than the one in your mind. And the most powerful way to grow is to embrace the discipline of learning daily, deliberately, and with curiosity. Abraham Lincoln, born into modest means with limited access to formal education, became one of the most intellectually agile leaders in history. He spent his mornings reading, reflecting, and absorbing ideas that would later shape a nation. His wisdom didn't come from privilege. It came from persistence. Lincoln understood that every morning was an opportunity to expand his perspective, refine his thinking, and prepare his soul for leadership. You don't need grand resources to follow his path. You only need the willingness to show up, to your books, to your questions, to your curiosity. Lifelong learners aren't defined by diplomas or titles, but by mindset. They look at each sunrise and ask, "What can I discover today?" Whether you read a chapter of a book or practice a new skill, the act of learning each morning sends a powerful message to your subconscious. I am still growing. I am still becoming. I am not done. That mindset is your greatest asset in a world that is constantly evolving. Morning learning does more than build knowledge. It sharpens your mind, strengthens your focus, creates momentum for the rest of your day, and most importantly, keeps your ego in check. The learner's mindset is humble. It knows that no matter how much you know, there's always more to understand. Think of your mind as a blade. If you don't sharpen it regularly, it dulls. But when you commit to consistent learning, it becomes sharp, precise, adaptable, and powerful. Each morning, just a few intentional minutes of learning keeps your mind ready for the world. You become sharper in your work, wiser in conversations, and stronger in challenges. Adaptability isn't optional anymore. It's essential. And the path to adaptability is through learning. The more you know, the more you can pivot. The more you grow, the more you can lead. Those who stop learning become stuck, afraid of change, trapped in yesterday's thinking. But those who choose to learn daily develop the quiet confidence to face uncertainty head-on. They trust their ability to adapt, solve, and rise. Make it a habit. Carve out 10, 15, or 20 minutes each morning and choose your source of wisdom. Maybe it's a biography, a new language, a philosophy, or a skill. Don't skim the surface, dive deep. Take notes, reflect on the meaning, apply what you've learned. Learning should never be a passive routine, but a living, breathing part of your day. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's not born in the rush of reacting. It's shaped in the quiet of intention. When you sit down each morning with a mind ready to learn, you are choosing who you want to become. You are designing your future, one new idea at a time. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I stretch my thinking? What new idea will I carry with me through this day? Abraham Lincoln didn't become great overnight. His greatness was forged through quiet mornings of deep thought, relentless curiosity, and steady reflection. His mornings weren't about distractions, they were about transformation. Let yours be the same. Start your day not just by waking up your body, but by awakening your mind. Commit to the habit. Embrace the mindset. Watch how every morning adds a new layer to your strength, wisdom, and legacy. Because the person who learns every morning leads every day. Flexibility in adversity is the true test of success. Life won't always follow your plan. The unexpected won't wait for your permission. It will show up, unannounced, and demand your response. And in those moments, it's not strength alone that carries you, it's adaptability. The ability to bend without breaking, to adjust without losing purpose, defines enduring greatness. Look at the lives of successful entrepreneurs. Their biggest wins were born not from perfect conditions, but from the power to adapt when the world shifted. They didn't resist change, they mastered it. They saw unpredictability not as the enemy, but as an invitation to grow, to pivot, to rise. Markets crashed, trends faded, crises hit, yet they endured. Why? Because they trained themselves to respond, not to react, to find solutions where others only saw setbacks. Your morning routine should include this training. Each sunrise is more than a new day. It's your personal rehearsal for the unexpected. Use the stillness of morning to strengthen your flexibility. Ask yourself, what challenges might I face today? How will I meet them with calm and clarity? Visualize yourself adapting. Prepare not just for success, but for resilience. Adaptability starts with mindset. If you see change as a threat, you'll resist it. But if you see it as guidance, you'll embrace it. The most successful people don't fear change, they harness it. They don't waste time mourning old plans, they design better ones, aligned with new realities. Train your mind to see opportunity in adversity. When life throws the unexpected at you, pause. Don't panic. Ask yourself, where's the growth here? What advantage is hidden in this challenge? This perspective isn't natural, it's practiced. And the best time to practice is every morning, before the world begins pulling you in every direction. Imagine walking into your day prepared not only for what you expect, but for what you don't. That's real power. That's real freedom. When your mind is rooted in adaptability, you stop fearing change, you start using it. You become agile. You move with the current, not against it. Make adaptability part of your morning ritual. Reflect on moments where you turned uncertainty into growth. Remind yourself of your strength. Write down one way you'll stay flexible today. Because the mind that's trained for adaptability isn't shaken by the unexpected, it's fueled by it. And the person who learns to bend will never break. Remind yourself you don't need control, you need clarity. Clarity of purpose, clarity of mindset. With clarity, you can adapt to anything. Life will always test you. Plans will fall apart. People will let you down. Circumstances will shift without warning. But if you meet each morning with a heart open to growth and a mind ready to adapt, you won't just survive, you'll evolve. Every challenge is a stepping stone. Every setback is a setup for something greater. When you choose to adapt, you choose to grow. When you grow, you begin to lead. And when you lead through adversity, you become unstoppable. Change is not your enemy, it's your teacher. Begin each day not clinging to old expectations, but ready to adjust, ready to flex, ready to rise. Because adaptability isn't just about survival, it's the path to thriving. And thriving, in the end, is the true measure of success. Gratitude is your foundation. Gratitude transforms how you see the world. Life isn't shaped by what happens to you. It's shaped by how you choose to see it. And nothing sharpens your perspective more than a grateful heart. Start each morning with gratitude and you lay the groundwork for a day defined not by what's missing, but by what's meaningful. Eleanor Roosevelt, a woman of grace and unshakable strength, built her life on this simple but powerful practice. Even in the darkest seasons of her life, she focused on the good, the right, and the beautiful. Gratitude didn't just lift her spirit, it forged her character. It gave her the strength to lead with compassion, speak with purpose, and stand tall when others crumbled. That strength wasn't born from comfort. It was born from gratitude. You hold the same power. Before the world rushes in to pull your attention, pause and ask yourself, what do I have today that I once wished for? What simple joys surround me right now? What lessons have I gained through struggle? When you start asking those questions, your life stops feeling like a string of problems and starts looking like a collection of blessings. Gratitude is more than a fleeting emotion. It's a perspective, a way of seeing the world that transforms everything. When you focus on what's good, you train your mind to find light even on the darkest days. You stop taking the simple things for granted. You become present, hopeful, and fully alive. Gratitude doesn't just lift your mood, it rewires your mind. Studies have proven it. People who practice daily gratitude experience less stress, better sleep, and a deeper sense of happiness. Because when you shift your focus from what's lacking to what's present, from scarcity to abundance, you silence the inner critic and awaken inner peace. Relationships thrive when gratitude is the soil they're planted in. When you see the people around you not as obligations, but as blessings, you connect more deeply, listen more closely, and forgive more easily. Gratitude whispers, I see you. I value you. You matter. And that simple truth creates unshakable bonds. Obstacles shrink when you face them with gratitude. A failure becomes feedback. A delay becomes a hidden blessing. Gratitude flips the script. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? And when that shift happens, doors open where walls used to be. Make it your daily ritual. Start each morning by writing down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand. Often, it's the smallest things that hold the most beauty: a warm cup of tea, a kind word, a deep breath of fresh air. Gratitude sharpens your vision. Adaptability strengthens your stride. Together, they shape a life that doesn't just endure, it inspires. Let this simple act of acknowledgement set the tone for your day. Gratitude is magnetic. It pulls better into your life because it sharpens your focus on what's already working. And when you focus on what's working, you naturally create more of it. So, before your feet even touch the floor, pause, reflect, and give thanks. The world around you might not change, but your world will. Because starting with gratitude means starting from a place of strength, and from that place, success flows effortlessly. The world remembers those who move with courage. Innovators like Nikola Tesla didn't just dream, they acted. Every morning, he turned vision into action, building a legacy that outlived him. And just like him, your actions today will shape your tomorrow and define your impact on the world. Every day, ask yourself, how will what I do today shape the story I leave behind? Take intentional steps towards something meaningful, no matter how small. Greatness isn't a thought, it's a choice, and it's a choice you make every morning. Let the start of each day push you toward bold, decisive action, fully believing your dreams are not only possible, they're already within reach. This is your moment. Own the morning, and you will own the day.